I hate the phrase, let it play out. You only hear that in professional wrestling, let it play out. If you're not familiar with the concept, it's a phrase that other people use when you're bored of a storyline and people want to defend it, and the only argument they can make is that in a hypothetical future scenario, the storyline might actually be good. Maybe. We don't know yet. You just have to wait for it to get good. If you don't wait, you get made fun of for wanting instant gratification. You're not patient enough. But again, this is an argument exclusively used in pro wrestling. Could you imagine it being used in any other genre? Didn't laugh at the latest sitcom? Just wait for the season finale. That's when they finally tell a joke. There's zero space battles or Jedis in the new Star Wars trilogy. You just have to be patient for that third movie where they finally pull out a lightsaber and go pew pew in space. These examples sound ridiculous because it is ridiculous. The point of entertainment is to be entertained. The point of a weekly episodic show is that every episode should be entertaining, and to do this, you have to advance a storyline. Advancing a storyline can be achieved through so many different ways. AEW, for instance, is less cinematic and more sports-based, so their storylines are more advanced via matches, short confrontations, or the commentators leaving little breadcrumbs. It's not for everyone, it's not for me, but it's how they do it. The WWE is much grander. Their storylines are right in your face. 30-minute promos, commercial vignettes, segments laced throughout the show. It's really up to you as to which one you enjoy. Personally, I like the ballyhoo of WWE style, but there's nothing wrong with liking it either way. But this is the point of the entire video. It does have to be one or the other. You can't just, do nothing. Here's an example, the Bloodline storyline. It was the hottest storyline for years. People were turning and joining, weaving and bobbing through the storyline. Each episode advanced the story through one of the main characters. Then it came to an exciting ending when Cody Rhodes finally defeated Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for the title. However, WWE didn't want it to end there. They wanted to keep milking their cash cow. Hey, I get it. If it works, don't fix it. The problem is the storyline had a clear ending, and this new route that they're taking just isn't working on a week-to-week basis. The new storyline is that Solo took over the Bloodline after Roman Reigns' big defeat and immediate disappearance and began reshaping it. The problem is the storyline kicked off with Sami being out, Jay being out, Roman Reigns being MIA, and Jimmy gets kicked out for 2 new replacements, aka a brand new stable, aka not the Bloodline. Then every episode so far has been the Bloodline in randomized matches, repetitive promos that clarify Solo took over the role of leader through mutiny, which again doesn't make sense because it's not the Bloodline, and that Paul Heyman is scared of the new iteration. It's been months of this. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent about how boring it's gotten. That's not the point. But if you complain, if you point out the glaringly obvious lack of direction from the new storyline, you're met with defenders telling you that you're the actual problem. You're just not patient enough. You're waiting on the joke from the latest sitcom, and it's not happening this week, and that's your problem, not the writers. Roman Reigns returning may be huge. It may be the biggest angle of the year from that point on. It may. But what good does it do me now? Why watch any of those segments when I know it's not going to pay off until Roman Reigns returns sometimes down the road? The Bloodline angle is just an example. AEW is filled with examples. WWE has the Bloodline. They had Uncle Howdy. Come on. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me when I'm telling lies. What am I missing here? Leave a comment down below. Tell me what reason I have to watch SmackDown week by week if we all know that what we're really waiting on is the return of Roman Reigns, and that's not happening for a while. I feel like I'm going crazy being the only one expecting entertainment from my entertainment show. A counter example of this was the June 17th episode of Monday Night Raw. We had the return of Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre quit after his latest failure, Otis turned on Chad Gable, we had the debut of Uncle Howdy, but that was an example of something being stretched out after weeks. We finally got the payoff, and that made for one great episode, but are they going to show up again next week, or are we going to get more of those QR codes that just don't show anything? Someone help me out here. What am I missing?